And joining us exclusively now is Morgan Stanley Japan CEO Alberto Tamura. Really good to have you with us, and thank you so much for having us at your event.
No, thank you for having me. We're pretty excited about the conference, so thank you for inviting me.
Your third year in a row, given, of course, the enthusiasm that we're seeing in the Japanese markets. But what a time. I mean, I just spoke to Heidi about yields just surging to multi-decade highs. I mean, this is a situation that Japan hasn't seen in decades. How's that mindset switch happening right now?
I think the mindset switch is perhaps the biggest event over the past year. I think it's affecting pretty much every player in the market, and that could be an individual investor or it could be a financial institution, but it's also affecting the corporates. And the fact that, as you mentioned, that we have positive rates for the first time in decades, but the fact that the yield curve is steepening significantly, along with the uncertainty in the currency market, is effectively pushing everyone to rethink what they need to do with their financial portfolios.
What does that mean for corporate activity in Japan? And I cast this question with the caveat that we do have an ongoing war in Iran that's really leading to prices continuing to rise. And of course, Japan's so dependent on Middle Eastern oil.
Well, like any corporate in the world, I think they need to tackle questions around supply management, material cost, and of course, I mean, the extra layer of currency volatility here in Japan will pose a lot of questions to the management teams of corporates. Having said that, I think the foundation of structural reform here in Japan will continue. I think it will continue to drive corporates to make the right strategic decisions. So all in all, I think the macro environment here in Japan remains robust.
And currency volatility, where does the yen go from here?
I have a view that the currency is going to roll in two directions. It's going to be either strengthening and hopefully moving to the 140 handle level. But depending on how events unfold from here, it could be going towards the 170 level.
What are those factors affecting the 140 or 170?
First of all, I think if it heads to the 170 level, we're talking here about obviously inflationary pressures. We're talking here about what's happening around the world and affecting prices here in Japan.
But how do we get there? Is that the Iran war continuing?
That could be part of it, but I think, as you mentioned earlier, I think concerns around the budget, supplementary budgets, how is the country going to manage the fiscal policy, I think that's going to be the core of the...
Are you leaning towards 170 or 140?
I'm hoping for 140.
For 140, what would need to happen for us to get into the strengthening path?
I think we need to have the Bank of Japan take action. I think some investors believe that the Bank of Japan is behind the curve. So hopefully taking action would be step number one. If things stabilize around the world, maybe that could also be the path to a stronger yen.
What happens if the BOJ doesn't hike in June?
Then I think we will see an effect in not only the bond market, but also in the currency market.
Are Japanese authorities going to allow the yen to get to 170?
I'm not sure if they will obviously have full control over it. I mean, I would imagine that they would not want the currency to weaken before significantly from these levels.
Despite all of the concerns around the economy, we are seeing this massive rally around the AI narrative, right? Is that justified?
I believe it is. I think the benefits around this massive technological development are pretty big, and I think they outweigh a lot of the concerns that are out there in the market. I think it particularly will have a benefit to Japan, given the acute labor shortage. I think that would be one area in which AI will contribute to the country.
Because I was just wondering, especially with yields surging now to multi-year highs around the world, you have valuation issues for some of these big names, or even the smaller ones where you're looking at growth stocks and perhaps these investments not paying off being an issue.
Yes, I mean, that debate will continue, but at the same time, we need to focus on the fact that, capital is being deployed to, finance a lot of these infrastructure projects. And of course, I mean, AI is already having an impact in the way companies are operating, particularly the ones that are engaging with AI and welcoming AI. And I would imagine that profit margins are probably improving on the back of for companies that are adopting AI for the daily operations.
Another big theme here at the Morgan Stanley Summit has been around defense. How much opportunity is there in that sector?
I think the opportunity is pretty big. I think what Japan has going for itself right now, and not only in the context of AI, but as you mentioned, in the context of defense spending, is a combination of technology and also manufacturing. And you are seeing that reflected in some of the companies that are being, bought by investors. And that might be one of the kind of like surprises for Japan over the past year, a combination of the AI boom, but also the focus on defense spending. I think a lot of investors are realizing that the manufacturing capacity and capabilities of Japan, coupled with the technology that it has, is something that is very attractive for investments.
Where have the opportunities been for Morgan Stanley?
Like anything else, I mean, a combination of us providing advisory to corporates, providing access to our investors, to all of these companies. But more importantly, I mean, I think the content that we provide to our clients is critical. Some of these technology advancements are happening very fast. They're very comprehensive. They affect multiple industries at the same time. So I believe that what we offer as a firm, which is one integrated firm approach, one integrated research approach, I think will be extremely valuable to our clients.
Where are the opportunities, especially when it comes to strengthening the cooperation with MUFG?
In multiple areas. I mean, we have been partnering with MUFG for 16 years in the joint venture here in Japan. We have regular conversations in terms of how else can we collaborate. What else can we do together? These are ongoing discussions, and I think over the many years to come, we will continue to make decisions on how to collaborate, and we will obviously be sharing that with the public domain whenever they happen.
Given the expansion that you're really hoping for Morgan Stanley in Japan, how difficult has it been to get talent in this economy?
Yeah, it has been pretty difficult. It's always a challenge. It is a challenge for the country because of the acute labor shortage. But as a firm, we continue to focus on culture, attracting talent, providing.
Are JGB traders the most rare these days?
They continue to be a target, but I think the peak of the poaching of JGB traders was probably around 2024, heading into 2025. I think we've gone through that peak.
When it comes to surpassing Nomura, what's the timeline?
I don't have a timeline, but we're pretty focused on becoming the top securities house in Japan, and that would be our ultimate goal. So we'll continue to work on that.
When it comes to private credit solutions, for example, you have MUFG Morgan Stanley Credit Solutions. Can you give us an update, especially given the risks that we've seen globally when it comes to private credit?
This is one of the collaborations that we have with MUFG. We have a subsidiary that focuses on private credit, a combination of sourcing deals but also placing deals. And I think we're in a pretty good position to not only help our clients when they need something, but also obviously allocating some of the paper to our investors. So we're pretty well positioned for that.
Alberto Zamora, it's really good to talk to you here on Bloomberg Television. Thank you so much for having us here.